Hey guys, welcome to Lucky Podcasts. We're starting a new set of podcasts, and the current series that we're working on is a series on public administration. In this episode and the following episodes, let's discuss about a few committees regarding the Panchayat Raj institutions. So we will take up a few committees that have been appointed in the area of Panchayat Raj institutions, and let's discuss each committee in one episode, including the recommendations. We'll discuss Balwant Rai Mehta Committee, we can discuss Ashok Mehta Committee, we'll listen to LM Singhvi Committee and GVK Rao Committee. So let's start Balwant Rai Mehta Committee. Through this series of committees and their recommendations, we can understand how Panchayat Raj institutions in India have evolved over time. So let us start with Balwant Rai Mehta Committee. And though the name is podcast, you can understand these set of series of podcasts as audio books which you can listen and learn by listening. So let's start with Balwant Rai Mehta Committee. In January 1957, the Government of India appointed a committee to examine the working of the Community Development Program CDP 1952 and the National Extension Service 1953, and to suggest measures for their better working. The chairman of this committee was Balwant Rai G. Mehta. The committee submitted its report in November 1957. They were appointed in January 1957, and they submitted their report in November 1957. And this committee recommended the establishment of the scheme of democratic decentralization, which ultimately came to be known as Panchayati Raj. So the specific recommendations they made are: number one, establishment of a 3-tier Panchayat Raj system. So at Gram Panchayat level, Gram Panchayat at village level, at block level Panchayat Samiti, and at district level Jilla Parishad. So these tiers should be organically linked through a device of indirect elections. Second recommendation, the village panchayat should be constituted with directly elected representatives, whereas the Panchayat Samiti and Jilla Parishad should be constituted with indirectly elected members. Third recommendation, all planning and development activities should be entrusted to these bodies, the 3 bodies as they recommended, the 3-tier Panchayat Raj bodies. Fourth recommendation, the Panchayat Samiti should be the executive body, while the Jilla Parishad should be the advisory, coordinating and supervisory body. Fifth recommendation, the district collector should be the chairman of the Jilla Parishad. Sixth, there should be a genuine transfer of power and responsibility to these democratic bodies, which means state governments should decentralize and give their powers, transfer few powers and responsibilities to these democratic bodies. Seventh recommendation, adequate resources should be transferred to these bodies to enable them to discharge their functions and fulfill their responsibilities. So they might be requiring a lot of resources, material resources, human resources, financial resources. So state governments should transfer to these bodies adequate resources that these Panchayat Raj institutions might need. Eighth and final recommendation, a system should be evolved to effect further devolution of authority in future. So these are the 8 recommendations of Balwant Rai Mehta Committee, and these recommendations were accepted by the National Development Council in January 1958. The council did not insist on a single rigid pattern and left it to the states to evolve their own patterns which would suit them to their local conditions. But the basic principles and broad fundamentals should be identical throughout the country. That was what the committee was recommending. And moving a little forward, Rajasthan was the first state to establish Panchayati Raj. The scheme was inaugurated by Prime Minister on October 2nd, 1959 in Nagaur district. And then following Rajasthan, the state of Andhra Pradesh also adopted this system in 1959. So later many states have adopted the system. Though most of the states created Panchayat Raj institutions by mid 1960s, there were differences from one state to another with regard to the number of tiers or relative position of Samiti and Parishad, their tenure, composition, their functions, finances and so on. For example, Rajasthan adopted the three-tier system, while Tamil Nadu adopted a two-tier system. West Bengal, on the other hand, adopted a four-tier system. Further, in Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh pattern, Panchayat Samiti was powerful as the block was the unit of planning and development, while in Maharashtra Gujarat pattern, Jilla Parishad was powerful as the district was unit of planning and development. Some states also established Nyaya Panchayats, that is judicial panchayats, to try petty civil and criminal cases. So I hope you understood the evolution of Panchayat Raj institutions soon after the recommendations of Balwant Rai Mehta Committee recommendations. Let's listen to Ashok Mehta Committee recommendations and a little evolution in the next episode. Thank you.